Johnny Rock Show, Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
822 with you, the Johnny Rock Shoe. Our guest, Jake Sumner, director of the new documentary on concert promoter Ron Delsner. Ron Delsner Presents in theaters today. How you doing, Jake?
Hey, Johnny Rock. I'm good. How are you?
Well, I've been looking forward to this. Let me tell you something. When I was a baby DJ, all of 18, 19 years old, I was in way over my head as a quote-unquote promotion director at a new radio station in New York City. And because of that, I had to take meetings with the king of concerts, Ron Delsner, right?
Wow. Amazing.
I mean, this guy, in my book, there's like 3 concert promoters out there. Our friend Miami Mike down in South Beach, Bill Graham on the West Coast, and without question, the king of the East Coast, Ron Delsner. Tell us about this film.
Well, you know, it's what I like to call a hang movie. It's a way to, we kind of essentially in the movie hang out with this character, Ron Delsner, and he kind of tells us some stories, and it's a bit of a patchwork of the live music business, from stuff like, you know, the Count Basie band at Birdland in New York City, to the Beatles' debut in New York at Forest Hills Tennis Stadium, the outdoor debut, I should say, through to the kind of formation of, you know, a giant company like Live Nation. Ron kind of had his hand in all of it. And is still with us today to tell the story.
Our guest, Jake Sumner, director of the new documentary on concert promoter Ron Delsner. Ron Delsner Presents in theaters. You know, I got in trouble with Mr. Ron Delsner. Back to New York, The Who did a 2-night stand at Shea Stadium with The Clash. Amazing, amazing, right? Well, again, I was in charge of tomfoolery, promotion director. I hired a plane. This is when you could fly a plane over, 60,000 people in Shea Stadium, and nobody blinked an eye. Well, it was towing a banner. Our competition was a 95.5 WPLJ, New York. The banner said, WPLJ hates The Who. And it didn't go over too good with Mr. Ron Delsner. What were some of the bigger gigs that he put on?
Oh, I mean, I can't even begin to, there's so many it's hard to count. And there's so many that Ron can't remember, a lot of the big ones. He tends to remember the ones where there was something went wrong, But, the obvious one, I think, is Simon and Garfunkel, the reunion, the concert in Central Park, as it's known, that Ron really helped to orchestrate with kind of his mastery of the telephone, I would say. It was not an easy thing to bring those two together in 1981. They were kind of in the midst of a pretty bad feud. But Ron kind of used like sweet chicanery, I would say, to kind of, he used magic on the telephone to kind of make it all happen. And I won't ruin too much because you should see the movie, listeners out there. But yeah, that concert really came about through kind of a guy who was just good at talking on the phone, who made it kind of happen. And then they went on to do a reunion tour around the world.
Oh,
so he
yeah.
got Simon and Garfunkel back together, which I think, is pretty important.
And this film, Ron Delsner Presents, in theaters now, it has some legends in this thing. Who's all in this movie talking about Ron?
Oh, I mean, there's everybody in this film in a way. It's a lot of acts that are very New York-centric, because I felt like I wanted people that grew up in this area, grew up in the sort of tri-state area, who would have grown up with Ron Delsner Presents, as well as then being broken in New York by Ron, so that there would be two things that they could kind of talk about. So we have everyone from Billy Joel to Paul Simon to Art Garfunkel, Patti Smith, Bette Midler. She's not a New Yorker, but she broke here. Kiss, Bruce Springsteen, Stephen Van Sant, Jimmy Buffett. It's a plethora of acts. Jimmy Buffett's not a New York act, but he's in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
So we'd break the rules sometimes. But yeah, I mean, that was honestly the easy part, because so many of these acts kind of came up. The next place to play other than clubs was to play theaters and then arenas, and Ron was really the way to do that. So, I think Ron meant a lot to a lot of these acts and took a shot with them too.
Indeed. Well, I love the way you didn't mention John Bon Jovi. He's in there. I have a little history with him too, but we'll save that for the next time. Jake Sumner, director of Ron Delsner Presents in theaters now. Thank you. Great movie, great time, and come back to the Johnny Rock Show very soon, okay?
Ask you one question?
Yes.
I would love to hear. You have a great voice. I would love to hear. Could you give me a Ron Delsner Presents live at the Garden? Whatever act comes into your head. I just got to hear it because I wasn't there for those.
Okay.
How would they do it on the radio?
You wanted the best? Well, they couldn't make it. Ron Delsner Presents Guns N' Roses live at the Garden. How's that?
That's incredible.
Oh, wow.
That was so good.
Well, if you need me to cut some lines for you, but enough about the 80s. Hey, Jake Sumner, thank you. You're a blast. All right, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Take care.
Live at the Garden. Yeah.
Rockin' 101, The Rush.